Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 16 of my Southampton series for FM16. This is, of course, the January transfer review plus a live com against the one and only Arsenal. Before we get into things, or into the fixtures and the live com, let's get into the transfers. There was a little bit of activity. I actually am trying to sign this guy currently, but of course the window has closed. Um, But he's basically just a 17-year-old South Korean regen. Looks like a very decent centre-back prospect. He's already got 5 caps for the national team at 17, and I think that's very good. He's with Suwon Blue Wings in the K-League, and yeah, Suwon is actually one of our feeder clubs. We just recently got them as one of our affiliates, so that's pretty good, and I'm quite happy with him. He looks like he could turn into a half-decent player, and I kind of expect him to get a work permit, although that says he'll probably fail. Hopefully with his international caps he might get accepted, and that's what I'm hoping for, because I prefer not to loan him out to the Bulgarian feeder club we have to get work permits. So the players in, there wasn't really anything much to discuss. We signed 2 players. The first one, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Um, Abdullahi Og- Ogunbi, Ogunbi. Yeah, he's a centre mid, 19-year-old Nigerian regen, 20 determination, already got 20 passing at 19. Physicals aren't the greatest, but you know he's only 19, can definitely work on that. Didn't get a work permit, so we've obviously loaned him out to Barrow. Mentals don't look horrible either, and as I mentioned, 20 passing, 16 first touch, and 13 technique isn't too bad for a central midfielder. And yeah, Scaraport's not the greatest in the world either. 2-star current ability, 2.5-star potential, and he's probably one of the lowest rated centre mid prospects we have at the moment. So not the greatest signing in the world, but he was only 775k from this Israeli team that I also have no idea how to pronounce. So, all in all, not a bad transfer. He might develop nicely. We have to really give him a chance, and that's what I've done. So, yeah, happy with that. The other player was Yannick Ferreira Carrasco, who was signed from PSG for 4.4 million. Now, this guy was transfer listed last season for, I think it was 26 million, 23 million, and he's transfer listed this season for just 4.4. I had to snatch him up, and there was a departure, which you'll see in a second, and it was pretty much like for like, but he's already shot up to 12.5 mil value, and I am very happy with that transfer, to be honest. Of course, he's Belgian, no work permit was required, and too easy, to be honest. Another thing I need to mention is Carlos Tomaguila. We applied for a work permit for him and it got accepted, so once he finishes his loan at Lorient this season, he will be able to play for us at the start of next season. So very happy with that. He looks like a very decent prospect, improving a little bit at Lorient, and excited to see what he can do next season. We then sold Ryan Bertrand to Lille for 1.1 million. This deal was set up for a little while, a couple of months. He was obviously complaining. He's 29, was never really going to play above Kazoa, and Kazoa is only our backup that is also complaining about first team football, because we are trying to play our absolute world-class wonder kid, Katembwe, who is of course the vice captain of the club now as well. And yeah, there wasn't actually too much interest in him this window, which I was quite happy with. But of course his value has already shot up to about just under 7 mil at the moment, 6.75. And yeah, there was interest pages, but there was no actual offers come in, so very happy about that. We then sold Hwanmi to PSG. Of course, we sold Hwanmi to PSG and then bought Carrasco from them. So it was a decent bit of business. Sold him for 17.5 with the potential to go up to 20 after 50 games. We've got a 2.5 mil clause in there. So that was pretty decent. He was playing pretty well this season, which is probably why the offer came in. As you can see, 16 games, 3 goals, 6 assists, 7.26. That was one of the highest average ratings we have in the team at the moment. Um, I didn't really want to sell him. I actually rejected 2 offers, one from Napoli and the other one from, I want to say Chelsea, but I'm not sure. And then PSG came in, and of course we declined those other offers, and he got really upset about that. PSG came in with that pretty much the same offer that I had just rejected from Chelsea, so much prefer to sell him to PSG than I would to Chelsea. So happy with that. And then we sold Callum Chambers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to make of Callum Chambers. I really like him. I really thought he'd do well for us. He did, but then again he didn't. It's quite eccentric. He would play really well, and then the next week he would cost us the game, like he did in 2 earlier live comms in the series. He was at fault for both of the goals. So we sold him to Chelsea for 20 mil. It was 10 mil up front, and then another 10 mil over 12 months, which is a decent bit of business, I suppose. We made profit on him still, just over 4 million when we signed him from Arsenal, who made a profit from us, kind of. Not really, because we sold them to Arsenal first, but whatever. And yeah, as you can see, I mean, he's playing well this season. 21 games played with a 7 match rating, 7 average rating, which is pretty good for a defender. He's not even playing the ball-playing defender role. He's just a central defender on defend, so that's pretty good. He's playing well this season. But I think, well, the thing is, he started complaining at the start of the window, so I kind of dropped him for Van Voortussen. Yeah, pronunciation. He's the Dutch regen that we bought, the centre-back. And he has been playing really, really well. He actually won the Young Players of the Month award for January. And he's also fairly recently got his first cap for Holland, so he's improving nicely. I'll show you his profile in a second, but yeah, it was kind of a straightforward decision to let Chambers go, I suppose. No, it wasn't straightforward. That's a bit of a lie. I was a bit torn, but in the end, I had to accept the offer. It was right on the deadline day as well, so that kind of played into things. But as you can see, the deficits for this season, we have spent about 30 million, just under 30 million on transfers this season, and yeah, most of it's down to Zivkovic, who we paid 21.5 mil for, and he has been pretty decent, so good stuff there. Bernard has been a massive letdown. 14 mil we spent on him. I had high hopes, and he has been shocking so far. Part of the reason why I signed Carrasco as well, because that is Bernard's wing that Juanmi was playing pretty much every game in. So yeah, Bernard's also currently complaining, and yeah, he actually already wants to leave the club. So yeah, not good at all. We might give him another chance. I'm not too sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. But let me show you the guy I was talking about, Van Voortussen. A very weird name to pronounce. Van Voortussen, Van Voortussen. I'm going to say Tuzen because that's how I would pronounce it as an Australian. But anyway, as you can see, stats aren't the greatest, the technicals anyway, but he's got very good physical stats. 18 strength, 15 jumping, 15 pace, good acceleration and agility. But he's got good decision making and concentration. Positioning's pretty good as well, so you can see why he's doing well as a central defender. And I actually lied about his caps. I thought he got a cap for Holland. Yeah, it might actually be Myers. I think Myers got 2. No, he got 1. Okay. Confusing. Anyway, he did get that Player of the Month award, the Young Player of the Month. I am definitely correct about that. But we signed him for 10 million, so, I kind of expect him to be pretty decent. And at the moment, he is definitely repaying the favour. 3 games started in the Premier League, 3 sub-appearances. He's got 1 goal. and he's only averaging a 6.9 at the moment, but hopefully that'll go up a bit and he'll perform a bit better. Okay, so let's get into the fixtures here quickly. Don't want this episode to be too long. Of course, the previous episode was the 1-1 draw with Reading. Really disappointing to concede, and of course Lacadia, his goal was at the hands of Callum Chambers. If I remember correctly, it was. Let's have a look at it. Actually, why not? Let's have a look at the reason why we basically sold Callum Chambers. I'm pretty sure Callum Chambers tried to pass it back to Chesney, and then Lacadia just like chopped in very easily and scored. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. Yeah, so there's Chambers. Yeah, lovely little pass back from Chambers there, and that was exactly the reason why. So, yeah, we sold him for that reason. Kind of. That was one of the deciding factors. I'll be honest, it was a deciding factor because it was pretty fresh in the memory. We then bounced back, however, got back to winning ways, beat Bournemouth 4-0. Massive result. Zivkovic with a brace, Katembwe and Juanmi both on the score sheet, and Ryan Nyambi managed to get sent off within 2 minutes. So, yeah, not too good for Bournemouth, but great for us, and good to see Zivkovic get 2 goals for himself. We then drew against Norwich 1-1 away from home. Zivkovic with a penalty this time, and Larrivé getting the equaliser. Pretty fair result, to be honest. We both had 2 shots on target, and we both scored from one of the 2. We did edge out possession a lot away from home, which is pretty nice. And I actually got a message that said it was a reporter question that was talking about how we dominate possession in pretty much all of our games, which is nice to see. But then again, yeah, we don't always get the results that we want. We then managed to beat Sheffield Wednesday 3-0 at home. Again, Zivkovic with a brace, both penalties, however, and then Myers also got in the score sheet. And yeah, another team to get a red card against us. This time, Christian Gunter getting the 2 yellow card, red card send-off. So, yeah, 2 decent results, both clean sheets, the wins at home. And we kept the clean sheet in the next game, which was a away 0-0 draw to Cardiff. Pretty self-standard there. The defence played really well. And that's probably the reason why we didn't concede. We then managed to beat Manchester United 1-0 at home. And I also got another message or another reporter question talking about how we've made St Mary's a fortress. So, yeah, again, we didn't concede here. Kept another clean sheet at St Mary's. Zivkovic, like I mentioned, getting the only goal in that game. We then managed to beat Queen's Park Rangers 1-0. Zivkovic on the score sheet once again, getting the only goal, and another clean sheet made me very happy. Part of the reason why, it's hard to sell Chambers when we got all these clean sheets, but yet he was at fault for an absolutely stupid goal against Reading. We then managed to beat Everton as well, who were sitting in 3rd position at this time. Very big result over a decent team this season. Van Dijk with the opening goal. They then equalised through Christian I don't know how to pronounce that, the A&E connected there, but Selnes, we'll say that, Selnes, yeah, very quickly. And then Juan Iturbe managed to get the winner in the 55th minute. Disappointing to, concede from 1 shot on target, but, we got the win at the end of the day, and that's the most important thing to me. We then managed to get a 0-0 draw with Tottenham away from home, at Wembley, of course. And I think that's a pretty decent result because they were also in 6th position at this time. And it's very close around the type of 3rd to 6th or 7th, because I think we were coming 7th at this time. So it was a pretty important game, and I'm happy to get a point from Tottenham. We then fell into a bit of a slump in form. We lost to Derby 2-1 at home. Rog and Barini, who is for some reason absolutely lethal against me. Van Voorthuizen managed to get his first goal for the club, and that's his only goal that he's gotten so far. We then lost in the FA Cup 3rd round to Millwall. Very, very disappointing result, to be honest. Iheanacho opened the scoring. Rossetti and Craig got on the score sheet for Millwall. 2 shots on target, 2 goals conceded. Absolute bullshit. Moving on, we then managed a 1-1 draw with Aston Villa. Again, not the best result in the world because at this time they had actually lost 6 games in a row. And obviously we stopped the trend there, but we didn't play too well, and I guess the draw is kind of a fair result. Wanyama opened the scoring for us in the 23rd, and Thiago Ilori in the 45th minute for Villa. We only had 2 shots on target, so I guess we were, the jammy team in that game. We then lost to Leicester, which is again very, very disappointing. Simeone opened the scoring in the 34th. We then got an equaliser through Van Dijk, but Takashi Inoue managed to get the winner for Leicester. And we had more shots on target as them compared to them, and they managed to win the game once again, which is just disappointing, to be honest. We bounced back, however, kept a clean sheet with a 2-0 victory over Crystal Palace at home. Iturbe and Zivkovic on the score sheet for us there. Van Dijk picking up an 8-match rating is very impressive, and I love seeing my 3 centre-backs all performing very well, because for some reason sometimes they don't, and it's annoying. And in the final game I just played, a 2-0 loss to Newcastle. Iturbe got sent off. It always kind of looked like we were going to lose from that point on. Being the man down, we just couldn't really get anything going. And Newcastle did, despite us pretty much having more shots on target and the possession being 50-50, despite us being a man down for pretty much half the game. Sissoko and Danny Ings on the score sheet for them in that game. So if we go to the league table now, we're sitting in a decent position. We're sitting in 8th. I think we did go as high as 6th when we were having that. We had that little undefeated streak from pretty much from the Reading game all the way down to Tottenham, which is probably about 9 or 10 games. We were up into 6th, and then we've kind of fallen off recently. So yeah, we really need to kick on again, because I'd love to try and get a Europa League spot. I think that would be massive for the series going forward. And we're only 7 points off Liverpool in 6th, and we might even be able to snatch Europa League football if we finish 7th. So yeah, definitely the goal is Europa League. We've got 2 really big games coming up now. Of course, this first one being the live com against Arsenal, and then we've got Man City away in the next game. A little bit further on, we actually have Liverpool. So yeah, the next 4 games are going to be very tough, but very rewarding if we can actually pull off some wins or pull off some decent performances out there. So let's get into the lineup today. We've only ever beaten Arsenal, I think, the one time. But we've got Szczesny in goals. Van Voorthuizen will be the right centre-back. Van Dijk, the central ball-playing defender. And McCarthy, the left centre-back. We've got Kurzawa as the left wing-back. Sakai as the right wing-back. Fellaini will be the ball-winning midfielder, with Myers being the deep-line playmaker. We've got Carrasco as the left inside forward. Kostic as the right inside forward. And Zivkovic up front, who has got 12 goals in all competitions, but his average rating is a little bit low recently with all these losses that we've been, accumulating recently. The bench today will be Romero, Jones, Katembwe only makes the bench because Kurzawa is a little bit unhappy at the moment, and I do want to keep him because he's a decent player, and I like having 2 decent players for every position, apart from the ones with multiples, but whatever. We've got Romero, Balic, who Chelsea were very interested in during January. Bernard and Iheanacho. So we've got a very strong bench today that don't seem to play very well, apart from Katembwe. So I'm not too sure what to do, but I really want to try and take the game to Arsenal. We are at home. They're playing a narrow formation. I want to say I expect to see a better performance. Hopefully we can actually do that. And we're getting a little bit of lag here. I'm going to pause that for a second because that was a lot of lag. There we go, that's better. I must have been just dropping frames for some reason. Okay. We've got a corner. Carrasco. Oh, it's gone all the way through. Oh, Van Voortsen. Shoot, son! Gets it, and he gets it. Off his second rebound. Second goal of the season as well. And we take the league. The lead 5 minutes in. We take the league, that'd be something, wouldn't it? Okay, so we've started off well, but we've done that in the past, and we've obviously squandered leads before many times against, decent teams, and non-decent teams as well. But hopefully we can push on and, maybe get a second goal, if that's not too much to ask for. We do look like we're actually dominating Arsenal here, so they're kind of clawing it back. We've got another corner. Cleared away. Kostic should play it back out wide, and he does. Myers with a brilliant ball to Carrasco, who crosses it. Oh, gets in, boys. Oh, it's a penalty. Okay, I'll take it. That should be Zivkovic to take the penalty. I haven't actually set my penalty takers and free kick takers in a while. And we have gone through a few players, but we do miss the penalty. God damn it. And it was Carrasco! Ugh! If that was Zivkovic, that would have been in the back of the net. I need to set my penalty takers. That's annoying as anything. God damn it. That was a really good chance to really take the game to Arsenal. A 2-goal lead would... Oh, God damn it, Alexis is going to score. He's too good. He's too bloody good. Told ya. Look at that. He was absolutely just playing with my defenders there. 28th goal of the season as well. God damn it. Could have been 2-0 up, and now it's 1-1. Ugh. Carrasco. Don't be the new Bernard, mate. Don't do it. Damn it, that's so frustrating. It's my own fault. I've got to put my hands up. I should have changed my penalty takers. It's because Balic isn't on the field, and Balic, I have Balic set up as the penalty taker. But then, because Myers is kind of replacing the first team, alright, we're going to take Carrasco off. Shambles. It's his debut as well, I think. Is it? I'm not sure. I think he might have actually played a game already. Who else needs to come off? McCarthy, but do I want to take McCarthy off and put Jones on? Not really. Myers isn't playing well either, but I do have faith in Myers. He might be able to recover his poor performance so far. We are putting Bernard on, so I don't really know what I'm expecting from him. Do you know what I mean? If he would score the winner in this game, that would just be absolutely shocking. Kurzawa, can he cross it? Yes, he can. Come on, son, cross it in. Bernard, oh, don't you do it. Oh, wow. Bernard has won another penalty. It's got to be Zivkovic to take it now, because Carrasco's not even on the field. Come on, boys. Come on, Zivkovic. Yes! Oh, that was so close to being saved. Goes straight down the middle. 13th goal of the season. And Bernard wins the penalty. I can't believe that. Oh, man. He actually gets the assist for it as well, because he won the penalty. Lovely. Definitely trying to prove me wrong there. Oh well. Can I complain? I can complain about all these other performances all season. Oh, Zivkovic. Kostic. Oh, what a goal. Get in. Kostic, take a bow. It's only his second goal of the season, but that was a nice goal. 3-1 over Arsenal at the moment. Could have been 4-1 as well if we didn't miss that penalty. And we are really dominating them. It's probably one of the better performances all season, to be honest. Don't concede. They have Sigurdsson. Interesting. I thought about signing him last season, I think. But I think he was like 17 mil. And Zivkovic is in behind, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper here. Will he score? No, he won't. That was shocking. Oh my god. Oh well. We have won the game, pretty much. There's, what, 30 seconds left? What a result. What a victory over Arsenal. Oh, McCarthy, well in, son. We are moving the ball really nicely as well. Bernard might just have to start the next game, I think. He's played very well since coming on. Uh, Proving me wrong. I hate it. And there we go, guys. Full-time 3-1 victory over Arsenal. What a performance. Very happy to get that on Livecom as well, because I kind of thought we might be getting battered today. But it has gone the other way around. We have destroyed Arsenal, to be honest, with a missed penalty attempt as well, with Carrasco not being my preferred penalty taker. I wasn't, sure as to why he was actually there. But Zivkovic getting a man of the match performance there as well. And yeah, very happy with that result. I hope you guys will tune in to the next episode, which will be the end of season review plus a live com against... Who will it be against? Derby. How exciting, eh? But you never know where we might be in the league table. Let's have a look at that quickly now, because we might be into 7th, sorry. And we are actually into 7th. We're only 4 points behind Liverpool, but they do have a game in hand. Liverpool and Everton are actually tied on points, which is quite interesting. 4th place is only 5 points away with a game in hand, so... Interesting. Anyways, we've got Man City up next, and we have actually never beaten them. Yeah, it's going to be tough. If you enjoyed today's episode, guys, don't forget to drop a like. If you're a new viewer, head over to the channel and subscribe. That'll keep you up to date with all the new episodes coming out in the future. And yeah, I'll see you the next time, guys. Goodbye.